Alright, so today, on the big pink paper, we're talking about our project, correct?
A project?
A project. We're going to make a city using parallel lines and transversals.
Yay.
You with me?
No,
First things first. What does the next thing say after we're going to make a city? We have to do what?
A rough draft.
A rough draft. What do you know about the rough draft?
It's a quiz grade.
It's a quiz grade. What do you have to do the rough draft on?
A piece of paper.
A piece of paper. So, a piece of paper. Don't worry about details and all that kind of stuff. You're just going to put some lines on it. How many lines do you need?
About like 15, 8, 20.
8 lines. What do you know about those 8 lines?
They gotta be parallel.
How many of them have to be parallel?
2 or 6.
6 of them.
Oh,
so you need to have 6 parallel lines.
And
then you,
transversals.
2 transversals. And what do you know about those transversals?
Name all the streets.
They are not going to be parallel.
Oh, I thought
Okay,
that.
right.
Where do you see this?
Number 4. On number 4, it says that you need to have 2 transversals, and those transversals are not going to be parallel.
Are we doing this?
It is a quiz grade. Look at me. It doesn't have to be detailed. I want you to draw lines. I want you to put the names of your streets. And then I want you to just put little marks and say, this is my gas station and this is my restaurant.
Why do you want to speak?
You don't have to be detailed with it. Are you with me? But tell me, gas station, restaurant. And then right here, I want these things. This is a quiz grade. Listen to me. I want you to do good on this project. More importantly, I want you to understand alternate interior, alternate exterior, corresponding, all of those things. If you do this project, I promise you by the time you get done with it, you'll understand. So you're going to turn in your rough draft. That's a quiz grade. I'm going to grade it. I'm basically grading a project, right? Okay? I'm going to give you a grade and I'm going to give it back. If it's not good, I want you to redo it and turn it back in and I'll adjust your quiz grade. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yes.
Good. It's meant to help you. I want you to understand it.
Are we doing this in class today?
Now, no. It's at home project. You'll do it all at home. Okay? Listening to me. There's sometimes that people have turned in rough drafts and they got 100 on it, and then when they went to go do their project, they changed it up. Why would you do that? Don't do that. Okay? If you get 100 on it and we get it all worked out, make that your project. Don't change the streets. Don't do anything else. That's going to be your project. Yes?
Is the rough draft going to be on the poster? Or
The rough draft and your other paper you're going to staple and turn in.
I mean, not the rough draft, the final draft.
The final draft will be on poster board. Okay? So you will need to turn in your rough draft in this pink paper. On this pink paper, you're going to have to fill in all of these lines. These are the street names. What are the street names of your 6 parallel lines?
Billy, Oregon.
Whatever makes you happy. What are the 2 names of your transversals? Are we good? So you're making those up, but you're putting those on here so I know I can go look for those streets to know which ones you think are parallel or not. Okay? So, most importantly that you have here is that you understand that by 10:13, it's a quiz grade. Don't wait until 10:13. Do it tonight. Get it turned in. The sooner you get it done, the sooner you can work on your project, right?
No.
Okay? If you bring it to me tomorrow, I'll check it by the next day, and you can get started on it. Okay? Number 2. There's really not a due date. You need to make sure you have it by 10:20. That's supposed to be 15. Okay, if you think that you're going to get a cold on the 20th, okay, make sure your mom or your friend or your neighbor brings your project in for you. You should not have waited until the 19th to do a project anyway, correct? If you get in your project, if I approve your rough draft and you turn in your project by Friday, you're done with it. Okay, you don't have to think about it anymore. Are you with me? Okay, get it done. Get it turned in. You don't have to wait until the 20th. Don't wait until the 20th. Because if something happens between now and then, you with me? So if you're sick on the 20th and you don't turn your project in until the 21st, that's minus 15. Are we good? Okay, because I'm telling you that that's the last day I'll take it. Don't wait until the last day. Get it turned in before then. I'll look at your project, say, oh, this isn't right. We haven't made the 20th yet. How about if you fix it? Wouldn't that be awesome? So really, there's no reason why you shouldn't have a really good grade on this major project. Okay? This is your opportunity to be creative. So on the back side is where it tells you what buildings you have to have. So this is your gas station and your restaurant. They need to be alternate exterior angles. Okay, so right here on this line, what I'm looking for is your gas station. What two streets are they on? Maybe it's on 1st Street and Main. What's the corner? So you need to tell me 2 streets, because that building should be in the corner of that block. Okay, so I want to make sure you understand. I'm going to give you a visual here. Okay. So I have these pieces. And let's say we bring my church in here, maybe.
Church don't like you.
Church doesn't like me. I hope not. I'll be in big trouble then. Okay? Somebody tell me what kind of angles are the church and the house? What's the problem?
Alternate.
They're in the middle of the block. Do you really know which corner they go to?
No.
How many lines do you need in order to name the angles that we've had?
2.
What?
3. Oh, no,
3, right? You have to have 3. Well, according to this, the church is on this line and the house is on this street and, well, I'm not sure, is it this street or that street? So really make sure that you're careful and you tuck that house into a corner. Tuck the church into a corner so I know. Well, how many streets does it use now?
2.
2. What kind of angles are those?
Alternate. I don't know.
Huh? Is there a 3rd line?
No.
No, that's why you're struggling. They're right next to each other. They're adjacent angles or they're a linear pair, aren't they?
Linear pair.
So if I wanted to move it, maybe I can move my house to here. Now what kind of lines are they? Well, let's see. This line right here would be my transversal. Would you agree?
No.
Yes.
And then I have my blue line, so my house is on this line and my church is on that one. Do I really care about this middle line at all?
Alternate.
No, so this can go all the way. Are they on the inside or the outside of the blue
Both.
lines?
Both. They're alternate.
They're one in, one out?
Yes.
Are they on the same side of the transversal?
Yes.
So what kind of angles are those? Corresponding. Very good.
Corresponding.
Now, I'm going to tell you when I'm grading them, sometimes it's hard to see when you get all those lines and all those things on it. So use things like pins. I use these great big pipe cleaners, and I lay down transversals and parallel lines to see if you have them done correctly, because sometimes they get a little tricky.
Who knew?
Okay? So if I grade your project and you don't agree with me, then you need to come back and say, can we look at this together so we can figure this out? Because after grading 172 of them, after a while, your eyes kind of go crazy, right?
No.
Okay, so I'm not offended if you say, Ms. Ramsey, I really think I had this right. Can we look at it again? Sure, let's look at it again. But if you turn it in early, then I'm going to look at it closely. And if it's wrong before the 20th, I'm going to give it back to you and say, hey, can you fix this? Right? Okay, so make sure you're turning all that stuff in early. The purpose here is to make sure you understand before we get to the end. Not to wait to the end and go, oh, well, I didn't know. Okay? I'm here after school if you get stuck. Come and see me. Okay, so on here, what's the first thing I need to look for when I'm trying to solve these problems?
If they're parallel.
Okay, are these parallel?
Yes.
It don't say it.
It doesn't?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Oh, I see it. I see it at the top.
At the top it says find x so that L
M.
will be parallel to M. This right here, that's the symbol for parallel.
I was looking
So
for
it's
M.
telling you these are parallel. Okay, the next thing I need to do is I need to figure out, are these, what kind of angles are these? So I have my transversal, which is here. And then I have my blue lines here and here. So my first question is, are they inside, outside, or one of each?
Outside.
Outside. What's the word for outside?
Exterior.
Exterior. Very good.
And they're not consecutive.
Are they on the same side or different sides?
Different.
What's that called?
Alternative.
Alternate. Very good. Now, I want you to pull out your foldable from yesterday.
What foldable?
From Friday.
I was about to say, I was here yesterday.
On Friday. So find your foldable and tell me, what do we know about alternate exterior angles?
They
We
fast.
wrote it on one of the tabs on the inside. They're what?
Congruent.
Very good. They are congruent. So what that means is if these lines are parallel, then these angles right here are going to be the same. So 5x minus 5 will be equal to 6x minus 20. Now some of you are still in a foggy haze and you don't remember. But remember on Friday we did something like this and I said, okay, if this angle is 100, then this angle is 80, right? This would be 100, this one would be 80. And if these lines are parallel, this one's 100, this one's 80. This one's 80, this one's 100. So what do you notice about alternate exterior angles? They're the same. Do you remember us doing that now? Some of you pull out those cobwebs from Friday? Good. So if I'm here, what would I do first to solve this problem?
Add 5 both sides.
Okay, I can add 5 to both sides.
I got this smartness.
Right? So that makes this a negative 15, which means I need to subtract 6x from both sides, right? So that gives me a negative 1x is equal to negative 15. Now what?
You divide them.
Divide by a negative 1.
And then that gives you a positive 15.
Good. So my question is, am I done?
No.
What do you mean, no?
Oh, yes, it says find x.
Do I have to plug it back in or not?
No, it just
They
says
didn't
find
tell you.
x.
It just says find x. Okay, so I don't have to plug it back in. Now, I'm going to plug it back in because I want you to see something. We found out that x was 15. Technically, I'm done with what they're asking me for. But if I plug it back in, what is 5 times 15? 75 minus 5 gives me 70. Okay, so the answer for that one could be 70. What's 6 times 15?
30 mug.
How about 90? Mug. Minus 20. What's 90 minus 20?
70.
Oh, 70, and that one's 70. Should they be?
No.
Yes.
Yes. What we just did is we had to find what number could I plug into both of those to make the final outcome the same. Are we okay?
Yeah.
And that's why we have to work this out, is to figure out what one number satisfies both of those. Okay, look at the second one on your paper. Okay, so on this one right here, somebody tell me, you would agree that this would be my transversal,
Yeah.
and you would agree that these two lines are here. Would those lines be parallel or not? I know my picture they're not, but on the little sliver that you have.
Parallel, yes. They are.
How do you know that they are?
Because it says it's
In the top of the mug.
Good. It was L and M at the top of the worksheet. It said these were parallel. So, are those two angles inside, outside, or one of each?
inside.
Inside, what that's called?
Anterior.
Interior. Are they on the same side or different sides?
Consecutive.
What's that word?
Anterior consecutive.
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 Consecutive means they're on the same side of this red line. Now, using your foldable on the inside, tell me, what do you know about consecutive interior angles? What do you know about consecutive interior angles?
Oh.
They what? Ah, very good. They equal 180. What do I have to do to them to make them equal 180?
Yeah.
Add them together. Very good. So it is 4x plus 20
10x
plus
20.
6x, and that's going to equal 180. What can I do first?
Add
And
the
the x's.
Add the x's, and that would give me what?
10x.
10x plus 20 is equal to 180.
Yeah. Subtract the 180.
Subtract the 20.
Yeah.
You get 160.
So now I have 10x is equal to 160.
And then you divide that by 10.
And that's 16.
And that's 16.
Am I finished?
Yeah,
No.
because it just asks for x.
Good. That is just the final answer. But, again, I just want to prove to you that we're doing this right and why we're doing it. So if I were to plug this in, if I plug in that x is 16, what is 6 times 16?
Huh?
What is 6 times
96.
16? 96?
Oh.
Okay. And then what's 4 times 16?
That will be 24. No, 48. No, 68.
64 plus 20. 64 plus 20
68.
would be 84. What's 84 plus 96?
That 190.
180. Very good. These two together give me 180. Should they? Do we want them to?
Yes, we equals 180 degrees of